Okay, good day. This is Pre-Calculus. I am Mr. McCully, and this is lesson 46 on the determinants of matrices. Let's get to it. Today we're going to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix and a 3 by 3 matrix. And so, definition in linear algebra, a determinant is a scalar value that can be computed from the elements of a square matrix that encodes certain properties of the linear transformation described by the matrix. A determinant is a scalar, meaning that it is a single value and not a new matrix. So when they ask for the determinant, you're going to be giving just a single number, not some new matrix. Now, to find these determinants, what we're going to do is if you're given a matrix that is just, let's say, a 2 by 2 matrix that is A, B, C, D, then it says, or you know, that you're doing a determinant by either they put the DET out in the front or they change the brackets to just lines. And the way that they're going to do this, and you'll notice it in both ways, is that you're going to be multiplying down diagonals and subtracting up diagonals. And what I mean by that is it's going to be down through AD, get A times D right there, and then up through CB and BC there. All right. The same thing is going to be true when you find the determinant of a 2 by 3 matrix. Now that's a little bit more challenging because we need to add a few things. So what we're going to do when we do a 3 by 3 matrix is we're going to take those first two columns and we're going to repeat them right there again. So the A and the ADG, ADG, BEH, BEH. And when we do our down columns, and you can see it right here, AEI, AEI, we're going to multiply along that one. BFG, we're going to multiply along that diagonal. CDH, we're going to multiply along that diagonal. And then when we go subtract, we're going to get these three. GEC is right there. HFA, HFA is right there. IDB, IDB is right there. So we're going to multiply down the diagonals. We're going to add those together. We're going to multiply up the diagonals, add those together, and then we'll subtract. All right, so let's take a look at one. And so the first thing we're going to do, if I'm going to ask to find the determinant of this matrix right here, we're going to multiply along the down diagonal right here. So 1 times 2. And then we're going to subtract from that, multiplying up this diagonal. So -1 times -3, that'll give me 2 minus 3, and that'll give me -1. So the determinant of this matrix should be -1. Now, if we want to do it in a calculator, we'll grab our graphing calculator. Second, we'll go matrix here. And we need to edit that matrix, so we're going to go over to edit. We're going to hit 1. We're going to change that to a 2 by 2 matrix and get the values again. So let's erase this so I can see it. So 1, -3, -1, 2. 1, -3, -1, 2. And we want to quit here, so we have it in there. Now we want to do the we're going to do the operation. So we're going to second, we're going to hit that matrix button. We're going to go over to math. So the first operation under the math tab is going to be the determinant. So we're going to hit 1. And we got to tell it what matrix to do the determinant upon. So we're going to go second, we're going to hit matrix. We're going to stay in names, hit 1 for A. So that's where we put the data. We're going to hit enter, and we get that -1. If we were asked to do a 3 by 3 matrix, and again, here are our values. So just as an example. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to recopy the columns, the first two columns. So we'll go -1 there, -2, and then we'll go 1. And then we'll go 4, 1, and then -3. And then we'll multiply down the diagonal. So this first diagonal right here will be, let's make this a little smaller. This first diagonal, -1, 1, -1. -1 times 1 times -1 plus the second row there will be 4 times 3 times 1, and then plus the third row, 2 times -2 times -3, 2 times -2 times -3. And then what we'll do, first thing we'll do is we'll add in that last parenthesis to close that one. And then we will do green for the next to green. We'll subtract, put a parenthesis there. So 1 times 2 times 3 is the first diagonal. 1 times 2, excuse me, I misspoke. 1 times 1 times 2. And then to that, we're going to add 3 times 3 times -1. -3 times 3 times -1. So -3 times 3 times -1. And then to that, we're going to add again that last diagonal will be -1 times -2 times 4. All right, so let's calculate some of these. So I get 1 here, I get 12 there, and then I get another 12. And so that will be 25. Yeah. And then from that, we're going to subtract. Okay. Let's see here. I'll get, let's make it smaller. 1 times 1 times 2 is going to be 2. 3 times, or -3 times 3 is 9. -9 times -1 will be +9. And then I get a +2 times 4 will be 8. And so, let's see here. 2 and 9 is 11, and 8 is 19, leaving me with a final answer of 6. That is it. Go back to our calculator, hit second, hit matrix. Let's go over to edit, and let's edit B this time, and we'll make it a 3 by 3 matrix. And so -1, 4, 2, -1, 4, 2, -1, 4, 2. And then the next one was -2, 1, 3, -2, 1, 3, and then -1, -3, -1, 1, -3, -1. And I think I have that right. So let's go second matrix. Let's go over, get our determinant operator. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. So let's clear that. Let's leave it with -1 there. That's what I want. I think I need that. Yep, -1. All right, so we want to quit. And we're going to again go second matrix. We're going to go over to math, hit 1 for the determinant, hit second, hit matrix. We put it in B this time, so we're going to hit 2, hit enter, and hit C. And since those match up, I am done, and that's all I have for today. So, the Star Wars fun fact of the day for Star Wars Revenge of the Sith 2005, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen trained for 2 months in fencing and fitness in preparation for their epic battle on Mustafar. As a result of their practice, the speed at which Kenobi and Vader engage the duel in the completed movie is the speed in which it was filmed and was not digitally accelerated. That's all I got. Have a good day. Bye.